Okay. So.
Oh my god, I can't believe that either.
Why don't you tell me your name?
My name's. No, wait, no, it's street name.
Tell me whatever name you want to tell me.
Katrina.
So, tell me a story.
So the other night I'm walking downtown, and I noticed a gentleman at the bank machine. He's got a load of money coming out of the machine, and he's driving a brand new Expedition. So I'm thinking, this guy's got cash. So I approach him and I ask him to give me a ride because I'm cold, and he says, not a problem. And I get in, and he says, where are you going? And I say, well, I really don't need to go anywhere. I just wanted to get warm. So you're looking for any company. It just so happens it's the chief of police. And he said, that's not a good idea because, I said, why not? He said, because I'm the chief of police. So, well, most of the cops in the city know me. He was actually quite concerned with, is there any social network out there, somebody support systems to help me and stuff like that, which there's not a whole lot because I just got out of jail. And, although I had my incarceration papers and everything to go to jail, from jail, where I'd been in there for 18 months, they don't want to help anybody around there in the welfare, you know what I mean? So you go to the welfare and they refuse me because they don't have the, and I had all my proper ID and everything, you know what I mean? I didn't have an address, I think it was. And how can I get an address when I don't have the funds to get a place? And they don't want you working the streets, but still, okay, what do you do? Okay, what do you do? It's a lot slower now than it used to be. A couple of years ago, I was making like $2,000 a day on the streets of Lethbridge. And I'm down to about $500 to $800 a day. With a drug habit, that's pretty much gone. Shot, you know what I mean? Next question. Oh, there was my answer. Anyway, you ask me what you want. I'll tell you the answer.
Well, nowadays, like, how many guys do you see a day now? On average.
The majority of the men that pick me up now are just the people, the guys I know on a regular basis. There's a lot of girls downtown that will, you know, blow you for $20. Makes a girl like my job harder because, you know, my rates are a lot more than that. And then again, if you want some girl to get in your truck and rob you, and you know what I mean, you gotta drive around looking for dope, and you know she's gonna do it for $20. By the time you're finished with her, you're gonna wish you had paid me what I wanted. In all honesty.
Yeah.
Right?
I hear you.
A lot of men, a lot of prominent men in the city, a lot of guys in a lot of high positions, let me tell you. Without saying any names.
What's,
you know, in all honesty, some of them, you know, by the time they're finished, you know, it's always money first. So by the time they finish paying you, they drive you around. A lot of them think I'm a cop because I'm probably the nicest looking one out on the street, to be honest with you. This is a cold egg. I usually, you know, most of those girls are HIV positive or this and that. They don't know what a condom is. My pocket's always full.
What's one of the worst things that's ever happened to you?
Probably the dump trip I was just talking about. A gentleman picked me up. I had known him a couple of times. I had partied with him a couple of times. Smoked some rock with him a couple of times. And he picks me up one night, so it's all good, I thought. And we start driving, and we go down to Van Park. But he keeps snickering while he's driving around, and something's not right. Well, apparently one of the girls from downtown had ripped him off, and he knew that I knew her. And so we're driving down to the end of Van Park. We come back up, and we keep driving north. Apparently, I knew when it was all said and done, I was 5 miles out of town. He asked me to take him to where this girl was, and I told him no. So he then proceeds to offer me a cigarette and a Budweiser beer. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to go. And he tells me he's going to take me to his buddy's warehouse and kill me, slowly torture me. And I texted a friend of mine, said, you know, I'm a little scared. Then I texted back and said, you know, I love you, I'm probably not going to see you again. I have 2 children, so. And at the end of it all, I jumped out of his truck in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why I did that. Like, I mean, I was comfortable with him. I had my shoes off and everything. We were, you know, we had seen each other in prior engagements. And he had a gun. I'll never forget it, just the barrel of the gun I could see in the back of the seat of the truck. And he was serious. And then I knew right then and there that I was done for. So I jumped out of the truck, not thinking. My cell phone went flying one way, and I didn't want to crawl around looking for the cell phone because of, I was afraid he was going to run me over. And then in the distance, he saw some headlights coming towards him for about probably about 4 kilometers away. And I knew I had to get to the end of this dirt road because he said, oh, I gotta go. And I knew I had one chance to run up this street, this road, and get away from this guy. And I collapsed in front of a 17-year-old young lady's car, right in front of her car. And she picked me up, and I had my shoes off. I left them in his truck. She gave me her shoes, she drove me home. And for the next hour and a half after I got home, we picked rocks out of my feet. All right, that's how fast I ran.
That's crazy.
Scary moment. Or the time the guy was looking for his girlfriend, he knew she was out smoking rock. He couldn't find her, she was out prostituting for the money. And he had a machete waiting to try and find her. Yeah, there's some scary moments.
So, do you smoke crack yourself? Or?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, eh?
No, it's a big problem with girls.
Oh, I know it is.
And that's why they blow jobs for $20 and that. They just want to get high.
Yeah?
Yeah. I do it basically now just to keep myself in a place to live, and like I said, I have 2 children. Cigarettes, food, whatever.
Yeah, you said a 23-year-old and a 14-year-old?
I'm 40.
Have you ever thought about...
I've been hooking for 5 years. 6 years.
How'd you get into it?
A boyfriend of mine owed a really, really, really bad guy, let's say. $3,000. I was living in Red Deer, and my boyfriend went and got a loan of some dope behind my back to my best friend, was also my boss. He was a dealer. And he got a loan of $3,000 worth of dope behind my back, and when it was payday, the money wasn't there, so what do? My boyfriend's going to get the shit kicked out of him, or possibly beat bad. Some legs broke. And the guy that gave him the dope, which was my best friend and my boss, is also going to get it, because not only does he owe this $3,000, but wherever else he's got cuffed out to people. So what do? You go and make it better. You become a hooker, and you pay the bill off within 3 weeks. Yeah, that was...
So...
I used to look at those girls and think they were pathetic.
No,
it's an easy way to make money. And at first it wasn't. It wasn't easy, but at the end of the day, it pays the bills. With the criminal record I have, it's really hard to get a job. I'm 40 now. I didn't start getting in trouble until about 7-8 years ago, when I started smoking the dope. And basically, yeah, that's it. That's how it started.
So
drug addiction.
Why do you continue now? Like, you just said it was hard to find a job because of your criminal record.
Yeah.
But
I've got 2 unlawful confinements, a forced entry, assault causing, a bunch of thefts and shit like that.
You seem like you're capable of working another job.
Very capable.
Why is it that you continue to...
It's not easy to find somebody that's going to, by the time they do a criminal check or a background check on you, you know what I mean?
Not every place does that.
80% of the places that I've been to, you know what I mean? They know you from seeing me down on the corner, okay? They know me from walking around the streets,
Yeah.
I'm usually the happy-go-lucky girl. I'm the only one that, actually, within the last few weeks, there has been about 8 girls got busted there about a month ago. I've been the only girl that's been working the streets in the last